I told my friend her dead boyfriend's tattoo is why she can't keep a relationship. My friend Ula has this tattoo right below her collarbone that says Forever Brian's in fancy letters. She got it about 15 years ago when her fiance Brian died from cancer. She was only like 22 when it happened. I've known Ula for 4 years now, and I've watched her try to date at least 4 different guys in that time. Every single one of them eventually brings up the tattoo. At first they don't say anything, but once things start getting serious, it becomes this huge problem. The first guy asked if she'd ever consider covering it up with something else. The second guy straight up told her it made him uncomfortable. The third guy said he felt like he was competing with a ghost. And the most recent guy broke up with her, saying he couldn't be with someone who was still that attached to their ex. Last night Ula was at our house having a girls' night with my wife. They were upstairs drinking wine and talking for hours. I was downstairs playing Baldur's Gate 3, completely minding my own business. Then they both came downstairs and stood in front of the TV. My wife said they needed a guy's opinion on something. I immediately knew this was going to be bad. I tried to warn them. I literally said, if you ask me for an honest guy's opinion, I'm going to give you one, but you might not like what I have to say. They both insisted they wanted the truth, so I paused my game and asked them if they'd ever seen the movie Titanic. They both said yes. I asked what the main story was about. They said it was a love story between Jack and Rose. Then I looked at Ula and said, you know who it wasn't a love story for? Rose's husband. That guy married Rose, had kids with her, stayed with her for like 60 years, grew old together, went through everything with her. I could see Ula's face starting to change, but I kept going. When Rose died at the end of the movie, did she think about her husband? Did she dream about all those years they spent together? No, she went back to Jack, her first love, after 60 years of marriage. The room was completely silent. My wife was staring at me with wide eyes. I pointed at Ula's chest where the tattoo was. That tattoo is literally telling every guy you date that they're never going to be your forever person. That spot's already taken. When things are casual, it's fine, but when they want to get serious, you're basically asking them if they're willing to be Rose's husband. Ula's eyes started getting watery. I felt terrible, but they asked for honesty. Look, I know it's not fair. Brian died. You can't change that. And yeah, they're competing with a dead person, which is insane, but that's what the tattoo represents to them. My wife tried to cut in, but I finished my point. Every guy wants to find their forever person. You're walking around with proof that you already found yours. So they keep things casual as long as they can, and when you try to make it serious, they leave. Ula started crying for real now. I added, it doesn't help how defensive you get about it either. I've heard you argue with these guys about it. She ended up passing out on our couch like an hour later, thank God. That whole conversation was awful, but the next morning when she woke up, she was still quietly crying and said she was going to get it removed. I felt like complete garbage. I told her to think about it more, maybe talk to a therapist before making that decision, but she said she'd been thinking about it for months already. Every guy she'd dated had said the same thing I did, just in nicer ways. Now I don't know if I helped her or just ruined everything.